Morning, everybody. It is 8:25 a.m. It's December 7th. Crazy day yesterday. Crazy day. And let's get right into it. Let's look at the watch list. See what we have going here. The VIX is up 2.89%. Crude is up 0.93%. 10-year yield's up 0.74%. Dow is down 0.26. Russell down 0.28. Dollar is down 0.39. ES down 0.51. NQ down 0.89. Bitcoin down 1.09%. That's what's going on, right? Leaders and laggards. Let's look at these. Not much of any leaders to speak of. We got some laggards though. Apple, Coin, AMD, Nvidia, Tesla. Tesla's doing some price cuts. China. BABA is down 4.32%. Um, even though China is loosening up COVID policy, they just came out with their trade numbers, and their exports were down like something like 9%, which is not good. All right, that just shows less demand if they don't like get rid of these COVID policies, right? That just shows how much their economy is hurting, hence the negative price. Um, let's go to these top sector stocks. Nothing to note here of positive, but we do have negative. Qualcomm, Roblox, negative. Okay, sectors, energy tops the list. It was gapping down, but now it's catching a bid. Um, Semiconductors are the weakest sector, followed by discretionary, which is Amazon, Tesla, and followed that by tech. All right. Apple also in the news with China, um, getting hurt by this trade news as well. Um, let's go into the daily chart, okay? Let me see if I missed anything else news-wise. Let's see here. Not really. Okay. The only thing about oil I would say is there's everything on the internet about the XLE and the crude price disconnect. XLE was basically at market all-time highs, and the crude was not. So maybe I don't know what's gonna happen today, but maybe people are starting to clear off take some profits from the oil stocks for the end of the year. Who knows? We'll see. All right. Let's look at SPY. Let me get my marker tool up here. All right. So this big trend line that we had, we broke it. We also broke the 20-day moving average. Okay. And we bounced off the 100-day moving average. Okay. We also dipped below this 39.3 support, and we caught a bid and closed above it. Okay. As well as we broke that key level that I talked about yesterday, the most traded price of the year. All right, and we're below it now. So here's this price in the SPY, most traded price of the week, which also was the most traded price of the year. We're now below it. Last line of defense, 390. Okay, 390. Being below that bull bear line does not bode well, but again, I keep talking about December 13th and 14th. Okay, 13th CPI, 14th FOMC. All right, let's look at Qs. Qs broke the trend line. Okay, now the Qs also went to this key support level. The last line of defense for the Qs. Dip below it, closed above it. Okay, look, the next stop is the 50-day moving average right here. Okay, caught some resistance at the 9 daily EMA. Now let's look at crude's price. I said we can't go below this 281, right? And the last line of defense was 280. Well, we're below this most traded price of the year, and now we're price is right here. So we're going to attempt to try to move above this price, right? Now, remember I talked about yesterday. I said this weak stick from Powell's speech, which is right here, it's gone now. It's gone. It's taken out. However, we have another weak stick. This is from the CPI numbers. Now there is some volume here, so it's not exactly the same, but this volume right here, you can see this volume because it's a gap. This volume, you can tell the difference, right? From this and this. Not a lot of support there, so we'll have to see what happens. Okay, let's look at the SPY in the same regard. Not even know I was just there. Same kind of story, right? I'll go over this in the market profile as well. Lots of volume, not a lot of volume, right? That's the move. That's the gap up. It's like an elephant being held up by a toothpick. All right. I like that analogy, right? All right. Let's get into triple-headed monster. TNX 10-year yield still in a range. Okay. Now remember, this is the smart money. So this isn't getting big moves higher. This is a little bit of a, showing the hand of the smart money here. Remember, CPI has not come out yet. FOMC has not come out yet. The bond market's telling you we're waiting. This is not giving us any clue. All right. Go to that VIX. Now the VIX got elevated though. Look at this uptrend. Broke the downtrend, right? Went up to this 2279 resistance level. Okay. VIX is starting to move higher, but the bond market is staying still. Okay, so that's a little bit of a disconnect. All right. Now you can see this was key support here. 19 hit it again. Now we're bouncing, right? Let's look at the dollar. Dollar is a little bit in a range too. Okay, a little bit in a range here. It's down a little bit today. In a little bit of range. It's still holding this downtrend, right? We're at the 200-day moving average. We'll have to see. All right, but the dollar in the bond market is not showing their hand yet. Very interesting, right? Remember, the bond market's the smart money. All right, so let's look at that market profile. All right. Obviously, we have some carnage from yesterday. Okay, let's just look at where we're at now. 39.28 is the price we're at here. Okay, we made an overnight low at 39.14. Overnight high 39.54. Okay, so we were gapping down. Now we're not. Okay, now we're not. We caught a bid here. Okay, so we're inside yesterday's session. Now, those single prints that I talked about yesterday, let's move over to them. Oh, this little toothpick holding up an elephant here was taken back. That was all taken back. It's gone. Hence the trade that I put on, that I talked about, made a video about. Okay, that was scenario one. That worked out perfectly. Okay, that is gone. However, there's new singles now from yesterday on the open. Single prints here, single prints here. So there's emotional selling up top now. Okay, so I have them on the chart. Okay, overnight high, overnight low. Okay, price. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low. Okay, we're right at the midpoint of the overnight, 50%. Okay, again, this right now, market's not really showing their hand that I could really be like, ooh, right? I do know that you got a lot of shorts up here. Okay, that's one thing that I'm looking at. Okay, and we're below the most traded price of the year. That's the bull bear line that I said it would be hard to cross it, but we have, and now we're staying below it. That's bearish. Okay, but keep in mind December 13th and 14th. Okay, to me this is just games until those numbers. Unless there's some bigger catalyst that comes out. Okay, we just basically took back Powell's move, which we already knew. It just gave the market and algos a reason to knock the market higher, but you could see that move had not that move's gone. So market told us that was not a staying move higher. Okay, it was not sustainable. Okay, so big push down, cross the most traded price of the year and the month. Okay, so this is what we got to look at now. Now we have the most traded price of yesterday's right here. And we have a lot of volume in the overnight here, so I'll get into that later. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ price is right here. Now this little orange box used to be the most traded price of the year, but it's still a very important high volume node. Okay, from the past, price is hanging out right there. Okay, no surprise to me. All right, we did break the most traded price of the year yesterday. Okay, we made a low. Here's the overnight low, 114.23. Here's the overnight high. Okay, now the Nasdaq is still in a gap. It's gapping down because the low is here, price is here, so there's a small gap down. Okay, mid of the overnight sessions here. Okay, so the key is we took back all of Powell's speech, gone. Okay, now this is that bull bear line, still the bull bear line for the year. Okay, Santa Claus or not, we got to get above that. You stay below it, and CPI is nasty, we're going lower. Simple as that. Simple as that. Okay, so this is that key level that I was talking about. Okay, right in here, 116. We're below it now. It's bearish. Okay, I think just a lot of games could get played now. Meaning we could hold here and balance, maybe pop above a bounce, come back. I just think that's probably going to happen until next week. Doesn't mean that has to happen. That's what I think will happen though, which holds little weight because the market does what the market does, right? All right, let's look at some. We can look at a daily chart really quick. All right. So to see it in candlesticks and most traded price of the year right there. Kind of holding this right now. That's what we're doing in the ES, holding this low. Okay, but you could see CPI move. Our next destination could be here. Okay, around 37.92. Okay, let's look at the Nasdaq. Obviously, you can see most traded price of the year. We're right here. And the futures were hitting the 50-day moving average. We hit it and we bounced off of it. Okay, hit the 50, bounced right off. That's what's going on here. Now the Nasdaq could really fall really bad. All right, we don't have anything of this is the the CPI. I'm sorry, the CPI move. Okay, and we got a note here. We got a note here. We could go to the base of it. We have to see. We could see that a little better in the next chart. Here's the ES, most traded price of the year, very clearly here, right? But if you look to the left, what do we have, right? We have this node here, which I just pointed out. Now, why is that a node? Most traded price of this week, 38.15. Very close to the most traded price of this week. Hence, why there's a node here, right? So that could be your next destination. If we go lower, 37.92, right? So boop. Here's CPI move right here. You can take all that back. Okay. Now, of course, if we don't go down here, we that got to move up to here if CPI is favorable. Okay. Nasdaq. Just to give it to you in another way, most traded price of the year right here, hot pink line. All right, prices right here. The most significant node I would probably say is here, because we have a most traded price of the week here. We have a most traded price of a month here. What is that price? We're looking at around 110.87, 110.90. All right, possible move lower. Got to get rid of this move here, right? This move, CPI move, could be erased, but we have to see, right? Not much support here. Okay, toothpick holding up an elephant. That's what I'm going to use from now on. All right. All right. Let's go into the futures, the 60-hour chart here. Okay. Let's expand this for everybody. All right. Now, this is from Shadow Trader Peter Rezenchek. Kind of coined this phrase. We have an H pattern here. Okay, right here. It's clearly to see H. Now, this is not mine. I kind of stole it. But Peter considers the H pattern a hell for shorts. He typically says it's very hard in an H pattern to get follow through, because he says you come down, you think you're going to go short again, and then they start to get hurt. Okay, I've seen this too many times. I wouldn't look at that and go, oh, okay, I don't really believe in that. I've seen it plenty of times. This H pattern, people keep thinking short, 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 and they get caught, and then they get squeezed. Okay, just the pattern I'm pointing out. What do we have here? Most traded price of the year is right here, right? 39.66. So we're below it now. Bearish, right? Resistance by that is 39.53. Okay. I would be looking more likely that if we do pop up here, we have a supply zone here, we have this resistance, and we have the most traded price of the year. This could be a good place if we do pop up that I would be probably interested in maybe shorting, right? This is just a huge level. Now, of course, if we pop above it and hold it, and we start, maybe we move up to this 39.89, right? Whatever you do across this big level tells you something. Okay, this level is the bull bear line of the year. Okay, very powerful level. So whatever we do, hold above it, bullish. Can't get above it, bearish. Okay, that's how you have to look at this. So it's not up into interpretation, really. It's not like, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's I'll give you an example. Okay, how to use this line. And when I say acceptance, okay, so if we do this, market comes up and goes poop pops above it. That don't mean anything yet to me. That doesn't mean anything. Because if it does this, that's a short. If it rips right back through it, it's a short. Okay? Now, if we do this and this, we start accepting above it, then I want to be long. Okay? Just wanted to give you how I look at the level. Okay, we got support 39.13. That's holding right now. We got a wick that just nipped it. Okay? You can see over here, that's support. But then we got, what do we got? Toothpick holding up an elephant right here. All right? You don't want to break 39.06. We break that, hello, right here. Okay? You can see we broke this trend line too yesterday. This trend line broke right here. Boop. All right, let's move on. Hoping this is making sense. Let's see if anybody's even watching. Making sense. Who knows? Maybe I got one viewer right now. Maybe I got no viewers right now. Let's see. All right. I'm making sure I keep that up. So if anybody has any questions. Anyway, let's go. Let's go. Let's go to the NASDAQ. All right. Oh, look who's here. Look who's here. It's my good friend Rosita. All right. She is watching. All right. Still got to hear my review of yesterday, but she gave me some real estate news. It's my scoop. All right. So here's Nasdaq. All right. Here's the most traded price of the year, right here. 116. All right. Price. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom into this a little bit, and then I'm gonna squish it down. Maybe not. Not working out. All right. I just don't want you guys to not be able to see what I'm talking about here. I'm gonna have to keep it like this. Okay, so yesterday. Why is that trend line there? All right. Anyway, so yesterday came under this key level. All right. So what do we have here? Right? H pattern. I just talked about, right? Came down, hit the support level, hit the 50-day moving average. Now we're here. No surprise. Large volume node, right? Same thing. Same thing. We have some supply zones here, right? H pattern. We're already catching a bid off the bottom. So, what I'm going to look for, can we get back to here? Make a decision. I don't have to beat a dead horse. You saw what I said earlier, right? This line tells me what I'm going to do. Okay? So we got resistance at 115.95. Right? That just coincides with the most traded price of the year. So that's what I'm going to look at, right? All right, so that's what I'm going to look at today. I mean, kind of the same thing. And we have our toothpick holding up an elephant here. You don't want to lose. Now, this was a key resistance level. I mean, support level was 115. That was very key. It got lost. It got lost in the overnight. Boom, we went under it, right? So we hit the 114.24 support level. Now, if we visit this again, right? Because now we have buyers in the last hour up here at this high volume node. If we come back down and we're going to take care of these buyers, they're going to liquidate. This could get very scary if we come back down here again, because then we got that toothpick holding up an elephant. I don't say that could happen today because I think more games will be played. Okay, because waiting on December 13th and 14th. All right. All right. Let's go over here. Let's open this back up so I can see what I'm talking about here. Okay. And we'll go over to the market profile. Just positioning my chart. All right. Let's see if we can get a golden goose like yesterday, right? Let's see. All right. So let's look at let's see here. Let's look at a bearish play here. Let's go with number one. Okay. So price is here, 39.32. We are not gapping down. Okay. We're in yesterday's range. Okay. So what do we have here? We have certain signposts here, right? We have the most traded price of yesterday is right here. What else is there? Check this confluence out. We also have the 100-day moving average. So the 100-day moving average and the most traded price are together. Okay, so that will be a little resistant. Okay, so a couple things here. Remember, we closed here. Okay, closed here. In the overnight, this happened. Volume. A lot of volume at the top of this profile here. Okay, these are shorts. They have not got hurt yet. They have not got hurt yet. Okay. So 100-day moving average, most traded price of the week, and volume. Okay, so let's talk about a scenario that I could see happening. Okay, I could see us opening. Now again, we don't open for a little bit, so I can see us doing this. This is bearish. Keep in mind. I can see us hitting this and falling, revisiting yesterday's lows. I could see us. This is going to be a couple pronged attack here, what I'm talking about here, because we got some good key levels here. Or come up. This is the most traded price of the month in the year. It can come up here, try, and then the rug gets pulled. And we start to fall again and we go down here. And now we're at the overnight lows. And possibly go down to 396. And really bad here. We go farther, right? Kind of similar to yesterday. Okay. Now, I am not as confident to say that this scenario one is a home run. I don't know because of this big level, right? I'm just going to go by this big level. So let's go by our bullish play, right? Which is going to be hard, right? But I have to give you scenario. So let's go with the two. All right, number two. Okay, push down, revisit yesterday's lows, and then catch a bid. Okay, what's going to happen is if we can get through this 100-day moving average and most traded prices yesterday, this should cause some shorts to get squeezed. Boom. Okay, then we're going to have a lot of resistance here. Okay, but if we can work ourselves up to start to accept above this price, we have single prints above us here. That's emotional selling from yesterday, which doesn't have much resistance. That will be our telltale sign. Okay, if we can push through them, And now there's the 9 EMA daily and the 20-day. So I don't know if we can fully get up to yesterday's high. This is not very likely. Okay. I could also see this clean some of them and then pop them back. Okay. All has to do with this level. That fiery box. Whatever we do. Okay. And then what else could we do? Good old balance, right? Monster level. I could see us going down, coming up, and balancing. I could see us even going up, coming down, and balancing around here. Okay. So the main thing is that key level here. What do we do? Do we touch it? And then it's the context of the market. I don't know how strong or weak things are going to be off the open. I have to gauge and see, right? All right. Let's look at the Nasdaq. Not going to be much different. But let's look at it. Let's go with number one here. All right. Now, Nasdaq is catching a bid. All right. We're now not gapping. We're right here, 115.13. This is yesterday's range, right? So we're inside at yesterday's range, right? Catching that bid. It's already overtaken the last hour's candle. It just basically ripped the shorts heads off of the last hour. Okay. Um I'm gonna put my Nasdaq chart up so I can see. And I might even just pop you over here to show you that really quickly. You can see right here, came down. Now look at that candle. It just ripped the high off that candle. So these guys who were short are now paying. See? Look, it's moving higher. It's moving higher. That H pattern is a hard thing for shorts, okay? Because they get hungry and think the market's going to fall from the sky, and they get confident like, "Oh man, this is weak. We're going, the bears, the perma bears get excited." So, that's what happened there. I used to be one of those people who get excited from that. Not anymore, right? Because you gotta stay grounded in the macro arena. What we're looking at here. Okay, I told you December and 13th and 14th, very important. Okay, let's get back to business here. So number one, still the same scenario as up here. We have more confluence here because we have the most traded price and the most traded price. Sorry, month here. We have yesterday's most traded price here. Okay, we bounced off this right here, which is the 50-day moving average. This is orange box here is a high volume node, which we're kind of hanging around right now, right? So we have those levels to look at. That's why I have them on my chart. It just makes me make decisions, right? So I think definitely if we move here, okay, I think we definitely can come up, have a little problem with supply, have a little problems with supply. And this is the decision here. Can we pierce this, or the rug gets pulled, right? And then boom, we're going back down, test yesterday's lows, and then maybe test the overnight lows into here. Now, that's the market, you know, uh, getting ahead of itself. It'd be the same thing, the opposite of the H pattern, right? Is everybody thinks, oh, short, 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 short. We just had 3 days of selling. We maybe had four days in a row selling. Okay, so now it's time to play games with everybody. So here's another game that could be played. Okay, now we came down here, pushed higher, then longs get excited, and somebody doesn't know that the most traded price is here, and they think, ooh, 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 and we pop above it, come across it. That's a short. Guess what? Guess who's getting hurt now? All the longs from here to here. they get their faces ripped off. Okay? Okay. Let's go with the bull. Bull plan, you have to. You have to cross up here, hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Market strong. Then we start moving into these single prints. 9 a.m. daily 20. Okay? This is not likely, but I have to give the scenario because it doesn't mean that the market's got to listen to what I think, right? All right. Lastly, we got balance. And we got move up, bounce, or even move up to here, bounce, come down, and everybody thinks, oh my God, bounce. Okay? So you can see that key level, most traded price of the year in both markets is key for me today. Okay? That's very key. So that's it for me. I got an eye crude up now. So, um, good luck, everybody. Today, stay green. Be patient. All right, and give me a comment, like, or subscribe if you can. And hopefully, if there's something important, I will update today. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.